Yeah, you drink it.
Yeah, let's. So Marshall's on this really funny streak this morning, or whatever it is, afternoon at this point.
Yeah.
So far, I think none of his jokes have panned out. So I'm just gonna let him. I'm gonna let him do the intro here.
Oh.
You're gonna cold open us. You have one chance to redeem yourself. Go.
Okay. So let me tell you a joke.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So, a man walks into a bar with his pet giraffe, and he has a drink, and he orders a drink for the giraffe, and the giraffe has a drink, but the giraffe can't hold his alcohol or whatever. So he just like totally falls asleep. He's real tired. The giraffe goes to bed on the floor, and it gets to morning time, the bar's closing, whatever. I don't know how bars work. And the man tries to leave, and the bartender's like, hey, you can't leave that lion there. Talking about the giraffe. And he says, that's not a lion, that's a giraffe.
This is the show that we're doing, and it's really, really good. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
It's a show. Welcome to the show.
This is all I could come up with on very short notice.
No. I had to cut before that. We're in the show now.
I know. The only I thought about telling the moth joke.
Oh my goodness, boys and
girls.
But
you know the moth joke.
You just heard that. I just heard that, and
you all laughed.
None of us laughed,
except for everyone.
We had a shared experience, you and me,
yeah,
of not laughing.
Man, do I know better jokes?
Where the show started, the intro is over. What are we here to do this week?
Well, welcome Ben to my new segment. It's called Jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Ben, tell a joke.
No, I'm back. So, I know you all missed me.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I did bring cookies if you subscribed. So let me know who was there.
That's true.
I will send a cookie to your house. If you send me your address. That sounds really bad. Or P.O. Box. How about P.O. boxes?
You're still sending people food.
Well, that's not the problem. I just, then we have addresses.
Is it homemade or is it poison?
That's for them to decide. There's there'll be a little questionnaire that you will get sent out. I'll make a little Google question thing.
Google Sheets.
No, not Google. Is it Google Sheets? Yeah, Google Sheets.
Yeah.
I'll send you Google Sheet. Fill it out. It'll put your address in, name, sex, age, location, bacon.
Would you prefer poison
BLT.
or homemade? And I choose
poison or homemade.
Homemade.
I will say, my grandma's chocolate chip cookie recipe is fantastic.
Is it in the book?
It may or may not be in the book, but the secret ingredient for sure is not in the book. And I have been given the gift of that secret ingredient passed down from generation to generation. It has now made it down to my generation.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes, you will never guess it in a million years because it's kind of an ingredient, it's kind of not an ingredient.
But can I try?
You can definitely try.
Is it hydroxychloroquine?
How did you know? What even is that?
It's the thing that
that
they tout it as the right thing, but just isn't a thing, or it is a thing.
I don't actually know what happened in the movie. Anyways.
Well, no, that's not that. That's the Fugitive.
Okay, all right. Anyways, so the secret ingredient.
Bill will understand.
Subscribe, and I'll tell you what the secret ingredient is.
I'm excited. I'm gonna have to subscribe.
Yeah, do what you want.
Okay, jeez, whatever. I don't even care. But you know what I do care about?
Pickles.
I actually don't. This is the thing. I've never just eaten a pickle. You
ever see those? Okay, I know you've seen these for a fact because we were both camp counselors.
Yes.
And it was we have lunch with our groups every day as a camp counselor.
That's true.
And there were certain kids in certain groups that they would bring pickles in a bag, and
like
it was
a pickle.
Yeah, like a pickle in a prepackaged bag.
A full-size dill.
A full-size dill and some pickle juice.
Yeah.
And you would open it up and they would just eat their pickle.
Yeah, you
like
just
every day.
Snap down
and they
on
were
that
really
thing.
excited for their pickle. They'd be telling me like, "Hey, I got a pickle. My mom sent me with the pickle this morning."
We say, "I don't want to see your pickle."
Yeah, and then like, "Can I show you my pickle?" And I would be like,
"Say please no."
I didn't know. I don't like pickles.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Like I'll have it if it's on a sandwich. Like this is something that I would say about a lot of ingredients.
Big Mac?
I had a Big Mac fairly recently for the first time, actually.
I just tried one for the first time. Had it with no pickles. That's that. There's my correlation there.
Interesting.
I'm not a huge pickle fan in any capacity, but I liked the other things that it said were on there. I didn't know what Big Mac sauce tasted like, but I like it.
Yeah, it was good.
It's its own thing, and I think it's like chemically engineered to make you want it again.
Now we have to have a Whopper.
It's called no. A Burger King is not even worth trying.
You gotta get both sides of the spectrum.
No, I don't want both sides of the spectrum. I want a Big Mac.
Well, this is what I have to say.
Please sponsor me.
McDonald's, please sponsor.
Can you give me a free Big Mac?
Free Big Mac.
Free Big Mac.
Free Big Mac has been imprisoned for too many years.
Big Mac from Cars.
Free Big Mac.
Big Mac from the hit children's movie Cars.
Cars. And Cars 2. And
Cars
he might
3.
be in Cars 3.
And the other Cars movie.
Airplanes. Planes?
Yeah.
It's just called Planes.
The car movie with airplanes.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I have. It is literally just Cars 1, but with airplanes.
So it's Cars but Planes.
Pretty much.
Cars but Planes.
So, what's our first segment?
So, it's the news. Welcome to the news. This is not the right thing. It's over there.
He looked at his iPad, had his iPad filled with
news.
it for the past 10 minutes here, and then just closed it because he didn't need it, because he already had his notes up.
Well, the show notes are on
his
the
big boy
computer, but
monitor.
my notes about the movie are on the iPad.
Well, my notes are on your iPad.
That's right. So, some nice dead air.
No, I let it be there.
I got 3 pieces of news.
I was waiting for you to fill that dead air.
I'm about to do it.
I killed that air.
I've got 3 whole pieces
I
of news.
took it and I suffocated it.
Are you ready for news number 1?
I got that. Yeah, go ahead.
So news number 1, start on a somber note and move up from there, is yesterday, the 28th? Yeah, the 28th. Yes. Chadwick Boseman passed away of colon cancer after a 4-year battle. Chadwick Boseman, famous as, Black Panther, Jackie Robinson. I don't know why 42? I can't think. Yeah, 42. I said 43 yesterday, I think, because he was
how old
43.
He is, or was, yeah.
But he was 43 years old.
That surprised
crazy.
me. I thought he was younger than that.
I know, and that's what I'm seeing across like the whole internet, is that people are like, he was that old?
Yeah. I
mean, it's way too young.
Well, it also goes to show how things might not pay off until you're 40, because I'm sure he's been an actor for a significant portion of his life. Mm. And then, he finally kind of had some, like, everyone knew who he was at that point. And, it's ridiculously unfortunate, but so much respect to him for what he means, what he signifies, but also the work that he put in to make all of those movies happen, the creative input that he had, being more than just an actor, but also, going into that role and really figuring out what he wanted it to be. And he had a vision for it, and I think he executed that amazing.
And he really did. He was super involved with it, actually.
Right.
I read this whole thing about how he, really fought for T'Challa to have an accent,
right?
And that he didn't want him to have an American accent or European accent.
I read the same article. Yep.
And it was really fascinating because it was extremely well thought out. It wasn't just, well, he's from Africa, he should this reason and that reason.
Right.
It was like,
well, these people have never been conquered, so they wouldn't have lost their
There was no colonialization
accent,
or anything like that.
So, and then on top of that, he was fighting with cancer that entire time.
Just nuts.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I've had cancer affect me and my own family in actually multiple ways, but it's one of those things. It's one of the weirdest things to happen, because it happens. And then at some point you're like, oh, well, we didn't know it was coming, but even if you do know it's coming, I'm sure a lot of people can, what is the word I'm looking for? What I can't think of the word.
Neither can I.
Empathize is the word I was thinking of. Can empathize with that feeling. But it's just ridiculously unfortunate. So
I don't get sad usually about celebrities and stuff like that, but this one, because he's a Marvel character and everything like that, also was a big part of it. But just it really got me. So this is the thing
now
that I wrote.
Now the nerds and the athletes were sad this year.
Yeah. This is the thing that I wrote. It was the fact that this happened on the same day as Emmett Till's death, Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech at the March on Washington, Jackie Robinson Day, and the birthday of Black Panther creator Jack Kirby is leaving me with that words. What this man embodied was and is something of immeasurable power and meaning to so many people. Thank you, Chadwick, for what you gave the world. Rest in power. And I did this. Did I show you the final version of my?
I saw it on the Twitter.
I'm really happy with how it
Follow
turned out.
At mparishart ?
I think that's what it is on Twitter. The same thing on Instagram and stuff like that. But I did a I threw together
I'm following
at first
your mom on Instagram.
I am not. I threw together a tribute to him, and then I was like, it's not good enough, and I took it down and made it better, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, that is the first piece of news.
Well, that's a downer.
It is a downer, but I've got some news that no one really cares about next. Are you ready?
Oh, wait. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why I'm opening the iPad. The news is on my phone. You know the Avengers game that looks painfully average, and I've played it, and it is painfully average?
Yes.
So it's going to be a live service thing.
What is it? What is the title?
Marvel's Avengers.
Marvel's Avengers. It's a game coming out. What is it kind of the general feel? Like, what is the game?
So basically, the simplest version is that it's Destiny, but it's the Avengers. Right. It's just a live service looter shooter.
So what is like the main like things you'd be doing?
So the beta came out, the open beta, closed beta. I played a little bit of both. Because our good boy Drew gave me his beta code that he somehow got.
Shout out Drew!
What a babe!
He played games with us. I think update to the last time we talked about Drew.
I saw that, and I got on because he was still in the Discord, but he wasn't there, and I was so sad.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was very surreal. It was a good time.
We have to send this clip to Drew.
Love you, Drew.
Love you,
we
Drew.
should also. I also wonder if we can put on maybe the Instagram post this week some of the fish thing that you made for Drew.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then I can also put the top 10 reasons Drew is the best.
Yeah.
These are all inside jokes from our Discord server.
Soon they will be outside.
Sorry to our audience who has no clue what we're talking about. We're trying to bring you inside the joke. And if you want to be inside the joke with us, you can go to our Instagram. We'll post those pictures that we're talking about right now.
At Ben and Marshall do a podcast on
an
Instagram.
Audio and visual experience this week.
Maybe you could smell it.
How good of a pitch was that? I mean,
it was pretty good.
Gosh dang.
Have you been watching Mad Men? Because that was a really good pitch.
Hey, you know... have you ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
No, I have not. Say what you're going to say, and I'll cut it out if I have to. Yeah, we'll see if that stays in the show.
It'll be in the show.
Oh yeah? Are you editing this one?
No.
Okay.
but I am directing it.
Okay. But the Avengers game, I played the beta, and it opens up with what seems to be the opening mission. It's the same thing they showed at E3. It's the same gameplay they've showed over and over again on quote-unquote A-Day, and they're showing off their new helicarrier. It's really cool, and everyone loves it, and everyone's gathered in San Francisco. I think it's San Francisco. It's either San Francisco or San Diego. Which one's got the Golden Gate Bridge? San Francisco.
San Fran, baby.
Yeah. And the Golden Gate Bridge gets destroyed once again. It's a classic thing to happen in a movie or just form of media.
Oh no!
If you see it doesn't last long.
The big bridge gone.
It is gone. But Taskmaster.
Hey guys, let's show this landmark before and after to establish a sense of time in our film.
Exactly. Taskmaster attacks, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And he's going to be the villain in the new Black Widow movie.
Oh no,
and he's
the
kind of
bridge
cool.
is broken.
But you fight as all the different Avengers, and they do all play differently, but not so like excitingly and uniquely that I'm like really, really pumped about it. And then after that opening mission, they throw you into, okay, you're going to do a mission as Hulk and Ms. Marvel now. And you're like, well, Hulk is fine, kind of just a big punchy guy, not super interesting.
Tell me what his special is.
What was
his special ability?
Smash?
I don't know. You showed it to me. I mean, I know what it is.
Oh, so how he can just pick up rocks.
Yeah, I was watching him play this game. And so like each character has like a special like big boy charge up ability.
It's not even that. It's just that everyone has a ranged attack.
Oh, ranged attack. Yeah. So what is Hulk's ranged attack? You're thinking?
Yeah, because Black Widow can shoot guns.
Right.
Iron Man can shoot his lasers. Thor can throw the hammer.
Yeah.
Cap's got the shield.
Right. It makes sense. But Hulk doesn't have a weapon. So, what he does is no matter where he's standing, whether it be on a piece of carpet, on thin air, anything, he will... Concrete. He will grab whatever is below him and a rock will appear.
Yeah.
And he will throw the rock at the long-range target.
Yeah.
That's the joke. It's pretty funny.
I really do enjoy... Like, it's a looter shooter, which I really don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, you have to get all the gear aspects and stuff. Like, this piece of gear has a 10% better damage thing than this, which for the other characters kind of makes sense, but
Borderlands
for the Hulk,
is the only,
it's like
only one like that I can.
yeah, but that's
pour
just
time
guns
into.
though.
Yeah, but like what does it for me about Borderlands is that all the guns are randomly generated, so it's not like I'm following this like pre-built track. It feels like I'm doing something myself, where it's like, oh, I found this gun that like has this crazy percentage or this thing that.
But with that, like it's for one thing, it's just the guns. It's not like you're getting a chest piece and a leg piece and boots and headgear.
You're getting like
and they're
shields
also
and stuff.
completely unique.
Right.
Like no gun feels completely the same as another one. They all feel like this is a brand new device.
Right.
As
I've
opposed
played
to
through Borderlands multiple times though, and I've never had like a similar gunplay experience.
Exactly. But then you play something like Destiny or this Avengers game, and it's like, is this Hulk torso like 5% better than this other one? And ultimately, you're just like grasping at straws. There's no point.
Yeah.
Especially for a character like the Hulk, his gear is not, he has a better gauntlet or a better wrist brace.
Of like the structure.
He has better bones.
Of the game.
Like his bones are more irradiated on this piece of gear.
Got it.
It's like that doesn't make any sense, and it's really stupid. But I got tired of playing as the Hulk, and I don't really care about Ms. Marvel. It looks extremely okay. But the news is that it's a live service thing. We knew this, and it has leaked a bunch of the heroes that they're going to add to the game after the fact. So we know that we're getting Hawkeye and Spider-Man already. Hawkeye is going to come out soon after release day. Spider-Man is going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 4, which is a controversy in itself. But these are the other characters we're going to get. We're going to get Ant-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Hulkbuster. I guess that's a separate character because the Iron Man can, in fact, use a special to become the Hulkbuster armor in the game, so I don't understand. Whatever, it's fine. Kate Bishop, which is the new Hawkeye. Marvel, which is interesting. Mockingbird, Quake, Scarlet Witch, She-Hulk, Vision, War Machine, Wasp, and Winter Soldier. So they're generally like just following the movies to some degree, but there are a few interesting picks in there, like I guess Quake is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's making noises.
Oh no, well, I guess I'll have to turn my phone off now. Quake is an interesting pick, but I guess she's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel, it'll be interesting to see. I would wonder if they're going to go with the original version, which is a man, or the one in the Captain Marvel movie, which is a scientist lady. I would guess that they would do the original, something at least closer to the original version, so it actually is like a superhero and not just a scientist. But who knows? But that's what that piece of news is. A bunch of that stuff leaked. And then I have one more piece of news that also just isn't really anything. I kind of blew through all the news on the last episode, which we recorded a few days ago at this point.
What do you mean? This is all live.
You're right. It's all live. Should we get in the Discord?
Every time you play this, we're doing this for you.
It's like a play.
We have to sit down and then when you skip it, we have to go back. It's really.
Yep. That's what it sounds like when you go backwards.
Yeah. See, skip back 10 seconds right now.
And that's what it sounds like when you go backwards.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and that's what it sounds like when you go backwards.
Yeah. What news?
This is the last thing: is that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X?
Oh yeah,
they are
I kind of saw
on
this.
the way. We don't really have a price point, but we also kind of have a price point.
It was leaked.
It's not, but it's
going to be $1,200 PS5, $1,200.
So I didn't write it down. I don't think. Did I screenshot this?
That's what the leaked price was.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
$1,200.
Yeah, on the website that I got leaked, like that it got randomly accidentally posted on.
That's insane.
Yeah,
I've not seen that anywhere.
No, they were saying it got leaked, but it wasn't a credible leak. It's supposed to be like $450.
Yeah. So the latest industry person that is chimed in has said that the supposed all digital Xbox that is going to be coming is going to be, I think, 300-ish, they said. And then the Series X is going to be $499, so $500. And then the PS5 is also going to be the hardware one. The disc-based one is going to be also $499, $500. And then the digital one is going to be $399. So the Series S, what is the digital Xbox is likely to be called, it's going to have the $100 edge on the all digital PS5. But it's not. I'm going to get the hardware PS5. I need to have those discs because I have discs.
Right.
I usually get everything digital, but I have a few games that I would love to replay on this new console, which is a capability of it.
Right.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna shell out that extra $100, which in the long game, what's an extra $100? Not much, really.
Consumerism, boys.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's basically what that is. But the actual piece of news is that you can now technically sort of pre-order a PS5.
Classic.
But what that actually means, since we don't know the release date or price, is that people with a PSN ID can go to the website, put in their PSN and their email, and it will send you an email like you've registered to be able to pre-order early, essentially. So they're dipping into their current like consumer pool and saying, you guys are our loyal customers and we know that this is going to be a disaster. So you get to probably, hopefully, maybe buy one first. We'll tell you the price after you bought it.
Nice.
So I put my email in, and if I get an email and I have saved the money by then, I'll get one. And if I don't, then I guess I just missed my chance, and that's fine. That's my story. So that's the news.
I'm probably just going to wait until they come out with the slim version and then buy it then.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, you're going to be able to just play my PS5 up to that point.
Yeah, well, yeah, possibly. And then also, I don't know. I mean, I have a computer now. I don't need consoles.
Yeah. Unless you want to play Spider-Man and God of War and
but
Ghost
like,
of Tsushima and
I can play all those on PS4.
But the new ones.
Well, you didn't say that.
You silly Billy.
What's our next segment?
I don't know. What is our next segment?
Oh boy! If only there was a man from Fiverr to tell us.
Apartment News, your number one source for news about Ben and Marshall's apartment. And now your host, live on Linux, Benjamin Earl Weber.
Wow. Thank you for
Thanks,
that
Jonathan.
introduction. So welcome. It is me, Benjamin Earl Weber, as Fiverr Guy said before. Today, our first, actually, some exciting news for the Apartment News segment itself. We have our first advertisement.
First sponsor.
Our first sponsor for the Apartment News segment.
Yes.
Within Ben and Marshall Do a Podcast, the official podcast for the Great Scub Do.
Yes.
Today, I'm talking about Pepper Jack's. So there's a new grill in town. Our newest location in Lincoln is opening soon. We appreciate your participation and support in our soft opening. Our new spot is considered an express version of our typical restaurant and features dual drive-through lanes, curbside pickup, and some dining seats for those who want to eat before they run. The details of the event coming up today on August 29th is your ticket is valid for 2 single meat entrees, sides, and drinks in exchange for a $5 minimum donation to charity. You must turn in your ticket to redeem. Duplicates will not be accepted. Not valid with online ordering. Event is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Normal store hours will be 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Give well, eat well, do well. Pepper Jack's Grill. You can redeem this voucher at 2511 South 48th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska 68516. This is a private event. You must have this ticket in order to get in. Thank you.
That's not far, is it?
No, it's not far at all. We have exactly
1 hour.
52 minutes.
I burped.
And I have exactly $0. So, this podcast, Marshall should buy me Pepper Jacks. Anyways. So yeah, that's our first sponsor.
Oof.
Now on to the apartment news for the week.
Yay!
I was given some groceries, so I now have food to eat.
Yeah.
I've been in my apartment for the apartment for a long time, editing all of the videos for the great channel that is Trend Crave.
Woo!
So go watch those and don't judge me.
If you crave trends, this is the place for you.
Yes. Other than that, D Money is not with us anymore.
He is passed on.
He is passed on to his new apartment.
Yes, he has ceased to be.
I visited him yesterday afternoon.
At the funeral.
Open casket. I kissed him.
He is bereft of life.
And just R.I.P. Carmarcion 2020.
Yes.
So that's.
I'm trying to think of more ways to say that he's dead.
But shh. Anyways, moving on. To the next news.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't think I have any apartment news.
Well, what are you doing then?
It's your segment, man. I tried to introduce a new segment, and you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because it was not a good segment.
I wanted to hear your best joke.
This is everyone's favorite segment.
I say that on my intro every time. I'm not arguing with that.
I that's what I'm saying.
We should do an episode that's just apartment news.
Okay, sounds good.
Sometime. We have to have a lot of apartment news to maintain that for an hour.
Let's do it right now.
I'm busy. I got a podcast right now that I have to do.
Oh.
Yeah. It's better Marshall do a podcast.
Nice. Okay, let's go. The segment's over. Sorry, Fiverr guy, come back in.
Jonathan, come back.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Collect your $5.
Get out of here.
Get your $5.
Get out of here.
On your way out. I love you.
I
love you.
I told you.
He never says it back.
Get out of here.
I love you.
I don't love your wife.
I don't care.
That was Marshall. Anyways, we got you.
That was actually special guest Tommy Lee Jones on the podcast. Just kidding. But that would be really freaking cool, dude. He would absolutely not do this podcast, though. He is a super curmudgeonly, serious old man in real life. That is actually who he is, and it's really entertaining.
Nice. What's our next segment?
Our next segment is, guess what? We watched a movie.
That's correct.
And it is called...
Trend Crave Top 10 People Caught
Watching
Cheating.
The movie The Fugitive. We watched The Fugitive, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford,
Harrison Butker.
Yes, that person too. There's a lot of people in this movie.
Kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs at some point, I think.
Julianne Moore, she's in this.
Oh. Throwback to Outbreak. Whatever.
She's also in that.
Yeah.
Yes, episode
and she's
3 of the
doctor.
podcast. She is a doctor in that. Same universe?
Conspiracy?
When did Outbreak come out? This was 1993.
I have no clue.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, we watched the movie The Fugitive.
Computer. When did the movie Outbreak come out?
The film Outbreak was released about 25 years ago on March 10th, 1995.
Same universe?
About 25 years ago? You're a computer. Just give me the... Is 25 years ago 1995? Yeah. Why did it say about 25 years ago?
Because it's probably not exactly 25 years ago.
I'm trying to be colloquial and cool.
It's probably 24 and a half.
It's just silly iPad. What? I mean, Alexa. I mean, I don't know. But we watched the movie The Fugitive, and I'm going to tell you the plot of it real fast here.
Got it.
So, Dr. Richard Kimball is, what the heck? My notes aren't fully here. What the heck? So basically, the beginning of this movie, Dr. Richard Kimball has come home and found that his wife has been killed. He gets into a scuffle with this guy. He's come home from a benefit and then has to go back to start over, Marshall. Dr. Richard Kimball and his wife. For some reason, I don't have the beginning of the movie in my notes. So this is going to be a tiny bit confusing. I had written it on my phone at first before I moved over here, so I thought that I had both, and I deleted that. But
Dumbo Brian.
Yeah, so
Dumbo Brian moment.
I don't have anything
Dumbo
up to the bus
Brian.
crash. So it'll be fine. Basically, Dr. Richard Kimball, super prolific surgeon man, great at his job, played by Harrison Ford with a cool beard. He and his wife are at some kind of charity benefit, and they're, schmoozing around, talking to all the people, and like, this sucks, let's get out of here. They go home, and the Dr. Richard Kimball gets a call. I'm going to call him Dr. Richard Kimball probably every single time, just unconsciously. It's going to be really tiresome. But he gets a call. Oh no, got to go do a surgery? Okay, better go do surgery. So he goes to the hospital. When he comes back home, he finds out, oh no, my wife has been murdered. Gets in a little bit of a fight with the guy who did it. He's got one arm. He's got a prosthetic arm. And long story short, all that happens. He goes to the police. They're on the scene and everything, collecting evidence, all that. And they're now interrogating Dr. Richard Kimball. And he's saying, the one-armed man killed my wife. He looked like this. He's answering all their questions, but they clearly think that he did it for various reasons. And ultimately,
he did.
That's not the case, though. He is innocent, and that is a big important thing in this movie.
No, I think he did it.
Okay. So he's convicted and sentenced to death, which is...
By the electric chair.
By the electric... Was it electric chair or is
I
it
have
lethal
no clue.
injection? I think they actually specifically said. I can't remember.
Fun fact, Nebraska was the last state to have the electric chair.
Wow.
Another fun fact, my dad built a lethal injection table for the state of Nebraska. That's not even a joke. That's real.
Wow. I wasn't sure how that sentence was going to end, but I wasn't going to be surprised.
See my dad on the podcast.
Woo!
He's good at talking.
That's true. Dr. Richard Kimball is convicted. He's on a bus with some other criminals, and they're getting taken to the prison, and the criminals kind of incite a little bus riot, and the bus crashes, and Kimball gets on the run. It crashes into a train. That's an important thing, I guess. It crashes into a train, and Kimball ends up saving one of the guards, and it's a whole thing, and he ends up on the run. So then...
On the run again. That's the song that plays.
On the run again. That's not the words of the song, but I understand what you're doing. So, U.S. Marshal.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh, very good.
So the song, it didn't have those words, and
Yeah.
then I made it like I used some different words in the song because it made more sense with what we were talking about.
Oh.
And then I also had that song in my head, so then I put those two things together, and that was what happened there.
Wow.
What'd you say? U.S. Marshal? Is that you?
Almost
You're in
as
the
funny
movie?
as my joke. I am in the movie. I play Tommy Lee Jones, who plays
Your name is U.S. Marshal?
Gerard. Yeah. See, I've said before, I could never become... I mean, I don't have like the guts to be in any kind of law enforcement or military or anything. But if I had to choose one, I absolutely couldn't be a U.S. Marshal because I would just be called Marshal Parrish, and I wouldn't get any
it would be
respect.
the safest job out of all of those.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But they start trying to hunt down Kimball. Kimball sneaks into a hospital to find things to treat his wound. He shaves, cuts his hair, and eats a dying man's breakfast. And he steals an ambulance also.
Yep.
Wow. Gerard tracks Kimball in a helicopter following the ambulance. Kimball
also
escapes.
another similarity. What was the deal with freaking helicopters back then? Did everyone just have a helicopter? Every US
I mean, it was
Marshal?
the U.S. Marshals, and they're hunting down this man.
But,
and he's,
come on,
hard
man.
target. I want a hard
They got the
target
same
search.
doctor.
I want dogs and cut off every
The
highway.
helicopters have not helped any of these people. They have not caught any of the bad guys in the helicopters.
Listen, if it was QB Gooding Jr. in that helicopter, they would have caught him. They would have done it. He's the best damn pilot in the U.S. Air Force or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while since we watched Outbreak.
Helicopters.
That dang
man.
monkey disease.
Helicopters.
Yeah. But Kimball escapes into the
Jimmy
sewer.
Kimball.
Kimball escapes into the sewer, and you get the classic "I didn't kill my wife."
He does a monologue.
I don't
A
care.
completely tone deaf monologue in the sewer because he can't go back to the studio because of Corona.
What?
Jimmy Kimball's.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does a monologue in his house now
Yeah.
with no audience and the same jokes, with the same delivery.
Well, that's all the late night guys right now.
I think only Jim B. Kimball's is the one who hasn't adapted. There might be one other one.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. He jumps off the waterfall. The all-time classic line, "Guided to Peter Pan, right here off this dam, right here." Boom! It's very good. Kimball dyes his hair and heads to the city to search for records of amputees. He's now looking for the one-armed man. Gerard takes down the other escapee, the big guy, the big angry guy who he runs out of the bus and doesn't want to help Kimball earlier.
Oh, right.
And then they're friends anyway. But he takes him down. And I was watching this and I was like, why do we have this moment? Why is this in here? And then you get the I don't bargain. Like, I'm not going to argue with this guy. I'm not going to negotiate. He's got my man. I don't bargain. I'm taking him down. So now we see, okay, Gerard is not like, he's a funny, sassy, in charge dude, but he's not messing around.
Right.
Kimball calls his lawyer, and Gerard uses the wire to figure his location. Not how wiretaps work, by the way. This is something that bothers me every time. It's not, we have to keep him on the line for 30 more seconds. That's not how it works. That's not a thing. And it's in every old movie.
Right. How do you know how it works though?
Because I've watched videos of like professional react to thing, and it's like,
I would
just
think
not
that
it.
once you get the signal, that would be all you would need.
Yeah, it's
all,
pretty
all
much
the information.
instantaneous.
Right.
It's fine.
Maybe they're just really bad at their job.
That's true. They can't
read.
find the readout
No,
on
they
the computer.
can't read. They're really slow at reading.
That's exactly what it is.
Kevin's he got 3 letters in.
Give me 50 seconds and I'll finish reading it. Shut up. Kimball meets his doctor friend to ask him for help and money. Yay. Gerard gets Nichols to tell him he saw Kimball, Nichols being the doctor friend. Kimball uses hospital records to track down the one-armed man. Gerard tracks down where Kimball's staying. Meanwhile, Kimball has gone rogue doctor mode and saves a kid by sending him to the emergency room for surgery. Gerard barely misses Kimball at the hospital, but figures out that he is looking for the one-armed man. Kimball and Gerard cross paths at county lockup, and there's a little chase at the St. Patrick's Day parade, which was added after the fact, actually, because they were like,
Really?
this is a thing that's happening, and we should just do it. And I have a fact about that in IMDb trivia.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, actually. I was like, that's strange. Kimball breaks into the home of the one-armed man and finds out he knows his doctor friends, and they're in Big Pharma's pocket and trying to cover up a badly tested drug by killing Kimball. This is not how tracking a call works, but for the plot's sake, it's fine because he wants him to find the house. That's what I wrote here. So yeah, he calls Gerard from the one-armed man's house.
Right.
So in order that they would find it and find all the evidence.
30 more seconds. Jimmy can't read.
We can get it. One-armed man is hunting Kimball. They have a train fight. They have a fight on the train.
The dude who has to read it is just illiterate.
I don't know what it says. What is that? One-armed Dan?
I'm
Who's
trying to
one-armed
copy
Dan?
it. I'm just copying the squiggles.
I don't read English. Kimball confronts Nichols at his keystone speech in front of the medical community. There's a long doctor fight. Sneaky laundry encounter.
Long doctor fight.
Yep. The sneaky laundry encounter happens with all 3 fellas. They catch Nichols. Kimball is innocent. And they get in.
No.
Kimball gets in the car with U.S. Marshal Gerard, and he's like being nice to him, and he's like, "I thought you didn't care." And Gerard is like, "Don't tell anybody," and they drive off.
And they make love.
The Fugitive, right there in the back of the car.
In the backseat
Very
of the
progressive
cop
for
car.
1993.
Yeah.
That's The Fugitive. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like the greatest movie that's ever come out, but
Right. It was an entertaining watch.
Yeah.
I watched it and I thought, I watched that.
as action movies go, I would definitely.
It's an action movie?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
but this is it's an action movie in the same way that a lot of like classic action movies have a lot more like moments of calm and like
Right.
It's a thriller, I guess, is probably a better
Yeah.
description.
I thought, I mean, I liked it. The only thing about the story that was weird was just his bus blew up. So that's
Yeah.
the Deus Ex Machina. I don't know.
Well, it's not really though, because it's not like the bus just something happened to it. They caused that to happen.
Oh.
Because the one guy, and I know that you were editing videos at the beginning, so you might have missed this, and
I
that's
might
fine.
have missed this.
But the one guy in the front of the bus starts to like fake being sick and foams at the mouth and stuff, and he's got like a toothpick shiv, toothbrush shiv, and he takes out one of the guards, and that's when it becomes a riot. And
You file down a toothbrush?
Exactly. So then they crash into the train at that point. So that's what happens there.
Get OxyClean in there.
What?
You file down a toothbrush, stick it in his neck.
What am I missing? Oh, is that the Eric Andre thing?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, so it's not quite Deus Ex Machina. You kind of have to have that moment in some form, though.
Isn't it just it's Ex Machina, right?
No, Ex Machina is a movie. Deus Ex Machina means God in the machine. So that's what that is.
But what am I thinking of?
The
What is
movie Ex
term?
Machina?
No. Wait, is that the term that they use all the time in cinema?
So
Sins?
when a thing just happens because it needs to happen, it's like that's what a Deus Ex Machina is. So like,
Oh, okay. I thought I was melding together the video game and whatever term that was.
no, that's just an actual term.
Oh,
Cool. Like, did you ever get into Doctor Who at all?
I watched like 3 episodes and used the Gary's Mod packs that you installed.
Yeah.
in the list.
Yeah, so like the sonic screwdriver
Right.
is 100%
Screwdriver.
a example of that.
Right.
Which, I mean, it's kind of a MacGuffin and kind of a little bit of both. But it's basically the thing where, you know...
I thought it was a screwdriver.
Yes. They get like, whoa, we're stuck in a jail. Oh, no. What do we do? Just kidding. This was my plan all along.
Yeah,
I can just
I guess
unlock
that's the
it.
premise of the show, though.
Yeah,
so,
but
cool.
the moment that they need to be stuck in the jail, what's wrong? Something's wrong with the Sonic. I guess we're stuck here.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
what that is.
TV shows, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, media in general. But, yeah, I like this movie a lot. I think without the performance by Tommy Lee Jones, I think this would fall very flat. I think he really, really moves it forward. I think it's good in general, but like he just elevates it to being a like it would have been an okay movie,
right?
And this is like, no, this is pretty good. This is great. I enjoy this.
I mean, yeah, Harrison Ford, he's in the hospital quite a bit to not get caught. I don't know how things worked before smartphones and technology.
Yeah,
but that's another thing I was thinking. Like, man, we can't do any cool crimes anymore. There's just there's too much. It's too easy to get caught.
In this politically correct climate, you just can't do any cool crimes anymore.
Like, come on, man. Like that, you know, that dude. If I was in that position, they would have had they would have me locked down because I would have went into the hospital and you would have had to like scanned in with your thumbprint, and your face print, and your butt print, just like in Monsters
Despicable
vs.
Me?
Aliens.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, it's a great movie.
And face print. Not like a facial scan,
that was
print.
Stephen Colbert. I forget about that.
Really?
Yeah, the character model is based on him too. The president.
I was a
him.
kid though, so I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? You learn something new every day. Anyways, in like somebody would have got a video of him with the smartphone, and they would have taken him down, and they wouldn't have worked on security badges. Because like there were a lot of cool crimes that he committed, even though he was in the right, so he could commit those cool crimes. And like, you know, how did no one freak out at the end there when he was in the room? Somebody would have tackled him, and everyone would have had their phone out, and they would have called 911, and they would have known right away.
John Mulaney has a really good bit, pretty much about exactly this, about how like imagine how impossible. You know, and how impossible it would be to be a detective and how easy it would be to be a criminal in the old days. Because now we have DNA and everything. But back in the day, it would just be like, and I'm going to butcher this, but it's like the criminals rob the bank with their Tommy guns and they come out and they're screaming. They like, and if anybody asks, tell you it was the Marshall Parish gang that did this robbery. And then they shoot their name into the wall with the bullets and the gun and everything and all that stuff. And they get to the crime scene. The detective is there and his assistant goes, "Sir, there's a giant pool of blood over here." He's go, gross, mop it up. Like there's like... That's a huge pool of DNA to pull from and all that. But back then, it doesn't mean anything. John Mulaney also kind of notable because he has a whole bit about The Fugitive. I forgot about that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to
I'm going to go watch that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that's in reference to.
Yeah. No, I definitely enjoyed it. A lot of good. Yeah, it was a good, well-written movie, at least. Like, you know, I didn't really... The ending wasn't super telegraphed. I felt like the end fight was good. I will say this: doctors are really good at fighting. Apparently, well,
when you're Harrison Ford,
right? But the other doctor was pretty good at fighting too. Yeah. I mean, they were swinging some punches. I also thought it was interesting that Also, if that guy didn't, speaking of things that would have been hard to figure out, if dude didn't have an arm, or if dude did have an extra arm, you know. So we have 3.
You got nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, if they didn't have the fake arm, this movie doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Because Harrison Ford is a doctor, not a detective.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Now, the guy who plays the one-armed man, I feel like I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
Bad guy number 5.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's one of the like bad guy character actors, and I've seen him everywhere. He's one of that guy. People.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd have to look it up. I feel like I've seen him in tons of stuff, though.
Spencer Wallace.
Is that his name?
Nope.
Thank you.
That's what I'm calling him, though.
Wow. The music isn't really anything special. I can't remember who did the score. It's very of the time. It's very 1993
very much
stuff.
So.
That's exactly what it sounds like. That is, you just did the whole thing, the whole score. It's just every movie put together.
What
is that one? Oh, is that the Mandalorian? What the heck?
It's the Mandalorian.
It started out as the Mandalorian, and then it just went places.
I think it started out less as the Mandalorian and more as time.
It got there in the middle, and then at the end, it fell apart again. I think.
See, how would you have done that part? Whoa, Bill, what's Bill Grip playing?
City Skylines. What do you think?
Oh, I want to play City Skylines with Bill.
Better get it. Did I buy him that game? No, I bought him Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Nice.
Or Planet Coaster. That's the new one, right?
Nice.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I have to say about this movie.
It's
just a good time.
Pretty hot. 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, it's just, there's not much extra, you know what I mean? It's one of those movies that's pretty cut and dry. You watch it, you get it, you don't need to watch it again. It was a good one, but there wasn't extra to it. There wasn't like a huge existential question. Everything's wrapped up nicely at the end, except that his wife is dead.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
But he didn't kill his wife.
He did not kill his wife. That is true.
I don't know. I think that's it.
I think that might be it.
Well, before we move to IMDb trivia, The Fugitive, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And remember, the people chose this.
That's right. You, the people.
They won by like 77%.
70,
like 15 voters, I think.
18%.
So maybe we'll watch Death of Stalin next week. Next week. What?
Goodwill
but
Hunting.
I got some. Really?
I don't know.
I mean, if you want to watch Goodwill Hunting, we can watch Goodwill Hunting.
Cool. Let's watch Goodwill Hunting.
Okay. Cool.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Cool. Have you guys seen that movie? Nice.
Wow.
It was a little ASMR there. I've been practicing.
Cool. Do you do the ASMR for the videos?
No, I got to practice though so I can direct people.
Hey
guys, welcome back to Two White Boys Doing a Podcast.
This is the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just going to chop some vegetables real quick.
White boy things.
I'm just chopping vegetables for you. I chop vegetables with a hammer.
No, it's more. There's doctor roleplay is actually a big thing. Hold on. Hey guys, I'm Harrison Ford, the doctor from The Fugitive.
Did you kill your wife?
Do a little examination on you today.
Did you kill your wife?
That was my glove coming on.
One-armed man. He had one arm.
So,
You find this
IMDb
man.
trivia.
You find this man. He had a mechanical arm. IMDb trivia.
Marshall Parrish ASMR. Marshall Parrish ASMR.
Oh, I'm jiggling around because I'm made of metal and I have a mechanical arm. I killed Dr. Richard Kimball's wife.
You wouldn't know where he is, but
And then
he's getting farther away. He's getting closer.
Oh, I'm getting closer. Oh, here I am. Ow, my butt. That was close. But here's IMDb trivia. Here we
broke
go.
the microphone.
Harrison, are you gonna? Okay. Are you good?
No.
Okay. Harrison Ford damaged some ligaments in his leg during the filming of the scenes in the woods. He refused to take surgery. Until the end of filming.
Ironic, since he was a doctor.
I would like to take a surgery, please. Until the end of filming, so that his character would keep the limp. The limp can be seen in any subsequent scene where Richard Kimball is running.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Dedication.
Why? Just feign the limp. Fake limp.
Feign the limp?
He must have done some kind of... He must have made the damage worse in the process of doing that.
What's the damage?
It's just... Harrison Ford's a weird
But he made
dude.
the movie better.
I guess he's indestructible, though. He's crashed like 4 planes. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be fine. He would know his own limits. He's in Biamba Jambas.
That's true. The scene where Kimball is running through the St. Patrick's Day parade was not scripted. This was a later addition by Andrew Davis, the director. Davis, a native of the city, really wanted to capture the parade and was granted permission from the mayor's office to film the day of the parade. The entire sequence was shot with a handheld Steadicam. Without rehearsal, Ford and Jones just went out into the crowd and did their thing. With camera operators running around trying to keep up, Ford observed that much and lasted several minutes in the crowd before being recognized.
Nice.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, it did look like it had a bit of a lack of coverage.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. But also, it was good. I liked it.
He escaped by putting on a hat and taking off his coat.
I like that they went out there with the Steadicam, you know?
I like that. I guess the fact that this is kind of improvised explains the little continuity error of his coat, because he takes off the coat and he's holding it. And I'm thinking in my head, what does he do with the coat? I can't remember.
Right.
And then it cuts and he just doesn't have it. And I think that the guy next to him is holding it.
Weird.
So they just didn't include the part where he hands it to the dude next to him. But I remember distinctly thinking, what happens to his coat? Does he give it? I don't remember what happens to his coat here. Because I remember that he takes off his coat.
Right.
But I don't remember. Does he give it to somebody like in Batman? I guess not. Oh, I guess so? I don't know. And that's what I have to say.
Very nice.
This was the first American movie shown in Chinese theaters in over 40 years. Audiences accustomed to local movies were blown away when they saw it, and it became a huge hit there.
Well,
in China.
Were blown away?
They were blown away. It was actually rigged to blow. Crazy.
Rigged to blow?
Here's one more. There wasn't enough room for the cameraman to be inside the helicopter with Tommy Lee Jones. He had to be strapped to the outside of the chopper in order to get clean footage of Jones.
Wow.
That would be not exciting.
I would do it.
Yeah. I would watch you do it from the ground. Or from inside the helicopter. You would watch from the ground.
Fun fact, we went to a high ropes course in Colorado when we were about 14 or 15, and everyone in the group went on the high ropes course except for one person in the group.
Who was that?
His name was Marshall Parrish, and he sat down there with the camera and got
some bad photos.
Some bad photos of all of us.
It was pretty great.
And he missed out on such an exciting time.
I've done the high ropes course at Solaris since then. So
yes, but you didn't do that one.
That was
that's what I'm making fun of you with.
That's okay. I don't like heights.
Also, it was higher. So
that's probably true.
It was 60 feet in the air, and then I swung off to end, and I couldn't make any noises.
Wow, you couldn't?
Yeah, I was gonna sing "Don't Stop Believin'," and then
I remember that.
The words wouldn't come out of my mouth because I was scared.
I screamed "All Star" by Smash Mouth on my way down.
Did you though?
I did. You weren't there, I guess. Were you? Were you there? You weren't on staff that year.
I'm talking about no. I'm talking about the.
You're talking about Colorado. In Colorado. I'm talking about Solaris.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I was not there that year.
Yeah, I did it. But that's what that fact is.
Fun.
And that's kind of
that's the trivia.
That's the trivia.
That's the end of show.
It's not.
And it's not.
I have a story.
Ooh, what's your story?
I have a story about The Fugitive and how it's affected my life.
Okay.
So, speaking of camp,
is this like a does turn into an AA meeting? Guys, I've
got my life watched
in multiple ways.
It's been 12 years since I watched The Fugitive. Here's my coin.
Torn my family apart.
Exactly. But no, when I worked at camp, I think it was my second year as a group counselor. I was trying to figure out new ways to confuse the kids, just because I would, get bored of doing the same stuff every week. And I was like, how do I spice this up for myself and for these kids who are also doing the same stuff a lot of the time? Because a lot of them would be returners and everything like that. And one day at, I think maybe Snack Shack, we had gotten our snacks and we sat down. I was telling a story and I offhand said something about how and then that was around the time that the one-armed man killed my wife. And I just keep going with the story.
Right.
I just hang a lantern on it, just like that much, and then I keep going.
Right.
And they're all like, "What? Wait, what? Wait, so what?" And I say, "What? What? What's the problem?" It's like the one arm. You said a one-armed man killed your wife? Like, no, no. Did I say that? No. That would be ridiculous. And then I would go on with the story, and I would just kind of bring it up, this tiny little thing, and through intentionally not making a big deal out of it, the kids became obsessed with it.
That's how to get kids obsessed with anything.
Exactly.
Don't do drugs, kids. What do?
Drugs.
Yeah.
That, and there was a whole lot of other stuff that went into the quote-unquote war on drugs. and it's actually pretty fascinating how that all played out. But it just became a thing where like they would ask me about it. So I decided, well, it was I think Thursday. It wasn't Friday yet, but it was the second to last day of camp, and I decided, okay, CPAT, counselor planned activity time. We're gonna hunt for the one-armed man. And this was when we were still able to use our speakers at that point.
Oh, right.
Before we got them banned.
Wait, what? What happened?
Well, we were just like constantly using them, and from the management point of view, it looked like we were always on our phones, even though we were just like changing the music, really.
Yeah.
So,
even though we were like making bits and contributing, and using them as a tool.
It's one thing from our perspective, but I get where they were coming from, and it's fine.
Come at me, Jeff Kaiser. I wasn't on my phone.
I did a wishy-washy hand sign. I don't know.
Fire me, Jeff. You won't. Fire me.
But we did. So I had like Indiana Jones music and the Magnificent Seven, and we're like sprinting from one end of camp to the other, and I'll just see like a stick and be like, this is pointing that direction. He always leaves clues. Let's go that way. And I would run that way, and I would run into a tree, and there would be a little knot in the tree, and it'd be like, this. He always puts little circles on trees. He was here. It was a sign. And it's just like everything was a clue, no matter what it was. Or I did a Yojimbo, and I picked up a leaf and I threw it in the air, and I followed the leaf and stuff like that. And at the end of it, we didn't find the one-armed man.
Right.
Not because he's fictional, but because we were not skilled enough as Marshal Gerard. I was simply Marshal Parrish.
Nice.
And at the end of it, one of the kids who wasn't totally bought into it goes, we know he's not real. We know that this is made up. And another kid who was having a really good time goes, we all know it's not real. Just let us have fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, this may have gone too far. So there was a interesting conversation that Lulu got to have with these children afterwards, which was
hey, so one-armed man, we've been chasing him all week. Slight context.
So that's my the fugitive story.
Nice.
That's also what I started telling people when I broke my arm, because I got so tired of constantly the only thing anyone asks you when you have an injury, a visible injury, is like, how'd that happen? I get tired of saying, oh, I was on my longboard and then I fell off my longboard, So I started telling people, well, the FBI sent me in to hunt down the one-armed man, and I thought I had him cornered, but then he came from behind me and broke my arm and said, now we're even, because I broke his arm.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was my alternate story.
What happened to your arm?
So my father, that was the Joker.
I thought you fell off your longboard.
I did. I still want to make a true crime documentary about it at some point. I feel like that could be really good.
Power to the player.
I just don't think we have time.
Power to the players.
EA. It's in the game.
EA
Damn,
Sports.
son. Where'd you get that?
Damn, son.
Classic. But yeah, that's all the IMDb trivia. That's the stuff like that. Do you know what time it is?
3:45.
No, it's man, what you been watching? Looking at, listening to, checking out with your face.
I'll tell you what I've been.
Your eyes and your ears, listening to it. Music and TV, movies it for you and me.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. I mean, I've been looking at my laptop a lot.
Yeah, you have.
But I've just been making the videos that you guys watch.
Yeah.
So I really haven't been watching too much stuff. Just my usuals. Throw in some To Catch a Predator, some gaming content.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I haven't had much media consumption this past week.
Wow. I'm proud of you.
I haven't really even played video games this week. I'm kind of excited. I might do that
I
tonight.
didn't really either. It's been tougher with this new cast. Like, it's for whatever. Like, I think this palm area might be a little bit.
Can I sign your cast?
More bulbous. No, actually, no.
Why not?
I'm all booked up. Sorry.
There's so much room on it. No one else.
I got a full ledger, man. My schedule booked, just blotted, full of ink.
Well, it's okay because my schedule is kind of like Scotch tape. Oh. Clear.
Well, I guess I'll sign your cast.
No, only if I can sign your cast.
Then I guess no one's signing anything.
Well, that's boring.
But I don't think I've been really watching anything extra either, actually.
Wow.
Because I talked about the last episode. I talked about Birds of Prey was surprisingly fun. I don't think I mentioned I've been watching the Harley Quinn show as well, and I think I did bring that up, actually. Never mind, I'm dumb.
I've been watching you while you were sleeping.
Nice. Like when I watched Jeffrey sleep in Mexico.
Nice. Call back.
Did I tell you about that?
I think you told the show about that.
It was very funny. But yeah, I don't think I really have anything special.
Hey, if you're listening right now, Buho Parati, what can I say?
Buho Parati, senor?
Dumbo Brian's free Buho Parati.
Buho Parati. So I think that's the show. If you want to contact the show, you can find us in a myriad of different ways. We have an email, benandmarshallpod@gmail.com. I actually have been checking it fairly regularly. I love to see all the Google security alerts from when I log in on different devices.
Nice.
Someone send me an email, and I will. I'll check it out and I'll read it, and maybe
Can
I'll
we
even
not read
on
it
the
right
show.
now?
There isn't anything. I checked before this. I know. I'm also at Empirish Art, Empirish_art on Instagram. Ben and Marshall Do a Podcast on Instagram as well, is where you can keep up on all the behind the scenes cool stuff that we do on the show. I just posted something on there recently because we just posted an episode however long ago.
A classic.
Crazy. Ben, do you have any information?
I guess follow me to savings. Follow me to savings. That's what the back of my car says.
It is?
Yep.
Oh. Did you get it from Moxie Auto Sales?
Yeah. Shout out Moxie Auto Sales.
Shout out Tim Bunn.
If you want a nicer, newer car on the cheap,
yeah,
Tim Bunn is your guy.
For just $1 down.
We've been there one time, and
I've been there twice.
Well, we've been there one times.
Collectively.
And, 1.5 times collectively then.
I guess, yeah. If that's how it works.
Well,
have you been there any other time?
No. Of course not.
We went there when I was looking for my car, and
you were gonna buy a nicer, newer vehicle from Tim Bunn?
I was just sitting in the car, and my dad was going wherever he wanted to go.
I cannot believe that you would even consider going to Tim Bunn.
Dude, I was going to be so excited if we ended up getting a car from Moxie. It was going to be the greatest. I was going to be on the Facebook page.
Oh man,
it was going to be amazing.
That would
it would have been my claim to fame.
We need to make some sort of Moxie. I've been meaning to bring this up. We need to make a Moxie Auto Sales parody or something, because I think it would pop off in Lincoln. I think everybody in Lincoln would see it and relate to it. So if you're not in Lincoln, you won't know what we're talking about. But if you are, you will know about Tim Bunn and Moxie Auto Sales, where you can have a car for just $7.
Just $7 down. You can be driving out
sometimes
today
only a penny down.
In a nicer, newer car.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's that.
That's the show. I've been Marshall.
And I've been.
The show is over. It is done. I have had a little bit of fun.
Yeah. My name is...
No, it's over.
Okay.